Hello everyone, this is Harmony and I am recording this on a Friday evening in Perth in central Scotland. Today I thought I would give you some of my tips and thoughts on things that one can do to hopefully save a bit of money at this time. Gas and electric bills are going through the roof, or already have gone through the roof actually. And since those are the main two sources of energy that people use, I thought I would cover those, and also I thought I would just talk generally about ways of hopefully saving some money. So I'll start with the heating bill. Gas and electric. So a lot of homes and businesses in the UK are heated by gas, and that mainly being gas radiators on the walls. And of course, those that don't have gas mains connections, they could, if they want to, have the kerosene bottles. Now those are obviously you fill them up as and when you need them. But just for argument's sake, for now, we're talking mains gas and mains electricity. So the first big tip that I have is keep your heating temperature either on your boiler or thermostat or whatever to somewhere about the middle. Don't put it up to full. Full is normally about 25, 30. Nobody, unless you've got a medical condition that means you get cold constantly, nobody needs the temperature up that high. So I say put it down to about the middle. Normally, if you have a thermostat that has temperature on it, the middle is normally somewhere between 14 and 16 degrees, I do believe, maybe 17. And that, yes, it'll mean you might well need to have the heating on for longer, but it also means that the fuel doesn't burn quite as quick. In connection with that, I find that the gas radiators don't heat anywhere near as well as fires do, like your wood fires, coal fires, etc. Yes, there's an argument to say that coal is not as clean as wood, which is understandable, but at the same time, you can, once the coal fire's on, it's on. So whether it's wood or coal or whatever you're burning, you can, with the right setup, you can cook, you can heat your rooms, you can do a couple of different things with it. But with the gas radiators, I find you can't really feel them unless you're on top of them. And a lot of the radiators are only single rather than double ones. So, in addition to turning the temperature on the boiler / thermostat down, I think also getting a portable electric heater will be of use, because especially if you shut the door of the room that the electric heater is in, you can actually heat the room up really quick. And today I was thinking about what I wanted to include in this video, and I thought, you know what, let's get a second electric heater, because then it can heat up the rooms that you're using the most and just not heat as much the rooms that you're not using so much. So another thing that I have to say in terms of this is well, I suppose you could more in terms of cooking now, but if you have a gas, or even if you have an electric oven / cooker generally, if you can, I would say use the cooker for multiple things at the same time. Now, annoyingly, this oven here is not a fan oven. If it was, I'll be able to do that more effectively. But I wanted to get one with a separate oven and grill. So, the only way to really do that is put everything that'll fit onto the one shelf and cook everything that way. Or if you have a stovetop kettle, you could boil water for, say, a cup of tea while you're also waiting for your toast to grill or something like that. And if you leave the oven door open just after you've turned the oven off and let the heat just kind of drift out, that it doesn't do very much, because once the gas oven is off, it's off. But if you have an electric cooker and you leave the door open, it takes a while to cool down, so actually you're letting the heat float around and warm the place up a bit. Not much, but every little bit helps. So, as to the food now itself, first of all, as everyone knows, if you can, grow and produce your own food and be as self-sufficient as possible, please do so, because then that will save a lot of money. Yes, it takes time, obviously, because it's nature, but tough. Not tough, but if you want to produce your own food, then you got to wait for it to grow and do things. If being self-sufficient is not practical, however, I would say if you the next best thing would be to go to an independent store or a market or somewhere like that and buy fruit and vegetables that's in season. That way you'll not only save on the environment in terms of the travel miles, but you're also gonna support local producers and save yourself a lot of money. At one of the independent shops here in Perth, there's the people there grow their own apples, and I'm not sure if they grow their own potatoes and parsnips and things, but they're for sale there anyway. And on certain days they do things for half price, so you can get things like apples for 10 pence an apple, and I can't remember the last time I paid 10p for an apple until I went there, so yay. That is fantastic. And of course it goes without saying that the next thing I have, which is food related, is as much as possible make your own meals at home. Then you've got some for the freezer, some for the fridge, and because let's face it, a lot of recipes do say serves 2 or serves 4. So even if there are only 1 or 2 of you living in a place, you can double the recipe and make extra and save it for later on in the week or later in the month or whenever. And in connection with food and food shopping and these kind of things, it helps as well to take your own bags, because, well, before plastic bags, everyone used to take their own either cloth shopping bags or take their own big shopping baskets and carry things that way. But now, not many, well, yeah, some people do take their own bags, but plastic has been one of those things that's been made to look as though it's essential. So when you can, I would say take your own reusable bags, and you're not only saving the planet from getting clogged up with plastic and microfibers and all kinds of horrid things like that. But you're also saving your pennies, because a plastic bag costs anywhere between 5p and 50p now, I think. So, on to the last of the tips and things that I have for now to hopefully help save some money. So, I think having a no spend or low spend month or few months is a very useful thing, because it really, partly it saves you a lot of money, especially if you do something like limit the amount of takeaways that you have, or just cut them out altogether if you can, and put that money towards something that you really do enjoy, like going and having the restaurant experience instead. I personally find that pretty easy, but I know a lot of people find it hard because, again, you pay for the convenience, right? So I find with not buying stuff like takeaways, it means that I really think to myself, when I do buy those things, is this adding any value to my life? Am I truly enjoying it? Or am I just getting this for the sake of getting it? And most of the time it tends to be the last one. It's just for the sake of it. So all these tips have been really about partly saving money, but partly not spending it. So what about those pennies and things that you do save or just don't spend? So yeah, this section, I've only got a couple of things to say really, but one thing will be have a jar or several jars or whatever containers, and put coins in there, so you can have one for each coin if you want, like a £1 coin jar or a £2 coin jar and so on. Or you can get those big huge money boxes, which, yes, they're made of plastic, but they're in cool shapes like Coca-Cola bottles or something like that, where you can put all the coins in. Either you can put so much in a month, or you can put leftover change in, or whatever you want really, and just watch it add up. Now I like the big money boxes because although they're really tall and they're made of plastic, they're deliberately hard to open. So once the coins are in there, then they're staying in there. yes, you can get them open, but it takes forever. So on to the final tip now. And the world, sadly, is becoming, for various reasons, more of a cashless society. Which I am personally not happy about, but my political views aside, if you pay for things by debit card, some bank accounts will actually have a feature where it rounds the amount up to the nearest pound and it puts the leftover change into whichever savings account that you have set up and would like it to send it to. So, for example, if something costs, I don't know, £1.99, it will round up the amount and put the remaining penny into that particular savings account. Which sounds like a very slow process, but actually, if you leave it there, and if you're somebody who pays for things on debit card a lot, or who does a lot of smaller transactions, then you quite quickly notice that building up. Also, one thing that you can do is, of course, have a savings goal, or either something that you want to save up for, and or an amount that you want to have saved. Well, that's all my tips and thoughts and things that I can think of for now. So I will go and post this, and I shall see everyone in the next video. Goodbye.